In our model, we talk about life worlds and systems. Life worlds tend to be very fragile. Life worlds are really about where you're from, how your values are shaped, how you get to know yourself and the other of whom you speak. But then system worlds, they tend to be driven by economics, power, technology. They're rationalized, they're bureaucratic. And I think one of the ways you identify leadership systems belongs more in our model to system worlds. Would you care to elaborate?
The leadership industry has been, over its roughly, as I said earlier, 40-year history, fairly obsessed with single individuals. That is, the people at the top, or the people who want to be at the top, or the people who want to know. It's very focused on my skill development, my self-awareness. It's very sort of not only leader-centric, I would say almost narcissistic in its focus on developing individuals. Well, that's useful, but only up to a point. The individual is, the system that I talk about is exceedingly simple, but it has three parts. It doesn't just have one part. It doesn't just have the leader. It has the three parts. One is the leader, again, never to dismiss the importance of the person in the position of authority, or the person who has the most influence, or the person who has the most power. However, it is to include in the system as being of equal importance the others that we talked about a few moments ago. You can call them whatever you want, stakeholders, followers, others, I don't care, constituents, but you must bring in the others, otherwise you're not going to get what's going on. And you must, this is the third component, again, of equal importance with the other two, is the context. The contexts. How do you understand what's happening with terrorism at this moment as we speak, unless you put it in a larger global context? If you just look at what's happened in Paris as opposed to what's happening more broadly, you simply don't get it. And if you're in an organization, you can't get leadership in an organization or a group without understanding the organization more broadly. And for that matter, without understanding also the larger context. My last book was all about leading in America at this moment in time, and it looked at how the history of the United States pertains, the ideology of the United States pertains, how the legal system you can't be a principal of a school at any level, let's say a high school, without knowing that there are now rules and regulations far more than there used to be 50 years ago, let's say. And unless you understand the law and how it impinges on your responsibilities as a principal, if you're focused as a principal only on developing your skills and your self-awareness and your own life experiences without paying attention to your school, to the district within which the school is embedded, to the town in which the school is located, to, as I said, a body of law that now pertains to leading schools, leading a high school, let's say, you simply won't get it. So it's the leadership system, leaders, followers, context, very simple, but each of those three components, as I said, of equal importance. And again, if I were doing leadership training, I would focus, which I don't do, but if I would be doing it, I would focus much less on the individual and much more on teaching the individual about his or her constituents and about the context within which he or she is embedded.